2018 has been a fantastic year for movies and for me personally. There's a lot of stuff that's happened this year that I really think that's ripped and changed me as a person. I'm not going to share it here because they're personal things, but overall this year has been a fantastic year. But that's not what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about my top 10 favorite films of 2018. But before I begin, there's two things that I want to personally. Number one, I've not seen every movie in 2018. There's a lot of movies that I have actually not seen. Movies like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, A Star is Born, Mary Poppins Returns, movies like Bumpy, A Quiet Place, Deadpool 2, movies like The First Man, Bohemian Rhapsody, Wreck-It Ralph 2, and Creed 2, Annihilation, Halloween, Voice. There's a lot of movies this year that I have not seen, but I have seen 10 movies in this year, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. And secondly, this is not going to be a review of these movies. I will talk about, hey, this is what I liked about the film, this is what something. So got it? Okay. And another thing that I want to do, this is just my own opinion. We're going to have different opinions. We're going to have disagreements, but just keep nice and comments below, and let's begin. So, coming in at number 10 is going to be Solo, A Star Wars Story. Yes, this is very low on the list, and some people are maybe kind of shocked that this is even on my list at all, because the first couple times I saw Solo, I really loved it. Thinking about it more, it's not as good as I guess it should be. This movie was just a fun adventure romp. Was it a Star Wars movie? Not really. This was in my opinion, when I first saw it, this was my third favorite Star Wars movie. Man, it would probably be like my fourth or fifth. It's not an awful movie by all means, but it's not a terrific movie. This movie has problems, and problems kind of conflict what I think about a film. So, but overall, Solo, A Star Wars Story was such a fun time. Coming in at number 9 is going to be 15 to 17 to Paris. This is a very odd movie to some, because a lot of people probably don't know what this movie is. And this movie should win thousands of Oscars, in my opinion. I love this movie. This movie was so real. It was based on true stories, so that kind of helped. And the actors, the people that are in this movie were actually the people that did these events. So it really helped that this film felt real and grounded. Also, this is a very intense movie, since the performance felt so real. And this is just such an intense, bold, incredible action thing. The train sequences, this is just such an intense movie. You don't know what's going to happen. You be with these three guys going through such an incredible and dangerous course that I love 15 to 17 to Paris. Coming in at number 8 is actually going to be Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yes, this is at number 8. This was a very fun movie. Do I think it's as good as the first? No. This is definitely the weakest MCU film that came out this year, because this is why this is such a fun movie. This is just so much fun. The end chase scene is probably one of my favorite action scenes in the entire MCU. But the reason why this movie isn't higher is it kind of fell flat for me. But overall, this was such a fantastic and fun movie. Coming in at number 7 is actually going to be a movie not a lot of people saw, and that is going to be Mowgli. Mowgli, The Legend of the Jungle is a Netflix original telling a story about Mowgli. This movie was fantastic. I've seen this movie twice. It is so good. Andy Serkis did an amazing job directing this movie and being in this movie as Baloo. This movie has a 57 on Rotten Tomatoes. A 57. A 53 on Rotten Tomatoes. It doesn't deserve a 53. This is just such a fantastic movie that just builds and builds. The CGI is incredible. People complain, oh, this film's a bit dark. Well, it's a PG-13 rated movie. You should expect some dark themes, but this is such a fantastic movie. Coming in at number 8 is actually coming in at number 6 is going to be Black Panther. Yes, Black Panther is only at number 6. What I really enjoy Black Panther. It was such a fun release. This movie came out in February. What a great month. This movie is just so much in dealing with culture, learning more about Wakanda. This is just such an amazing movie with fantastic action, fantastic direction. The reason why this Killmonger is probably the 3rd best MCU villain, but this movie just was such an incredible feat. Coming in at number 5, I actually have 2 movies. The first one up is Paddington 2. I love Paddington 2. I love the first one, and this one is even better. This is such an incredibly different movie. Paddington goes through different problems. The movie is fun, it's inciting, the action is incredible, such a fantastic movie. And also coming in at number 5 on Studying Paddington, Ready Player One. Yes, Ready Player One and Paddington 2 beats Black Panther. Steven Spielberg is my favorite director working. Why this isn't his best movie, this is such an enjoyable movie. The effects are fantastic, the action is such an exciting, especially that race sequence. That's probably the best sequence in this entire movie, that race sequence. Steven Spielberg did a fantastic job directing. Coming in at number 4 is another 2, but I promise you this last one. Coming in at number 4 is actually 2. The first one up is Incredibles 2. I love the first Incredibles, and this was such a fantastic Disney Pixar. This was such a bold movie. This movie expanded the characters. The action was incredible. And this movie, you really feel like this is a continuation. This was such a fun and interesting movie. But also coming in at number 4, we got Venom. A lot of people did not like Venom. I don't know why. I really love Venom. The Eddie and Venom dynamic was amazing. Venom looks incredible. People were complaining that this movie was PG-13. I didn't think. This is still a pretty dark movie with incredible sound design. The action is incredible, and I don't care what anyone says. I love that final battle, and I thought this movie was a fantastic, interesting movie. Coming in at number 3 is, this is a very shocker to some people, but I have Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I've only seen this movie once, and people say it falls apart on the second view and the more viewings you watch, but I don't care. The first viewing was so much fun for me. This movie did not make as much money. This is probably the 3rd best, 4th best, 3rd best sequel. Of course, I don't think it's as good as the first or as good as Jurassic Park 2, but this was just such a fun and exciting movie. This movie probably didn't make enough money, as much money as Jurassic World, because Jurassic World was a Jurassic Park movie since the 90s. It was such a breathful thing. Jurassic World 2 is also more suspenseful than the first one. Such a great movie. So now we get into my top 2. So coming in at number 2 is going to be Mission Impossible Fallout. What an amazing film. This is probably my favorite Mission Impossible movie and probably my favorite action movie. The action is spectacularly and stunning. Oh, I forgot. Coming in at number 3, actually I had 2. Jurassic World 2 I already talked about, and Aquaman. Aquaman was such a fantastic movie. I didn't know if I liked Aquaman or Jurassic World 2 better, so that's why I have both of them at number 2. Aquaman is the most beautiful movie I think I've ever seen besides Avatar. Such a fun movie. So now let's get back to number 2. Mission Impossible 6, as I said, is such a fantastic and great movie. The action scenes are fantastic. That bathroom fight scene is probably one of the best action scenes of all time. This was just such a great movie. And my number 1 favorite movie of 2018 is Avengers Infinity War. If you look on my channel, there's a lot of Avengers Infinity War on it. And I thought something could beat this film. As you saw, Jurassic World 2 and Aquaman and even Mission Impossible came close to beating Infinity War. But nothing could beat that first viewing for me. This movie has gotten better as each watch, but this is just such an incredible and exciting adventure movie. The action is incredible. Thanos is the best MCU villain. This movie also is super satisfying. It leaves you hanging, and I can't wait for Avengers Endgame. So that was my pick on my top 10 favorite movies of the year. Let me know what you guys thought of my list. Let me know your list down below. And thank you so much for watching this video. See you guys in the next video.